What is going on? Welcome to GoldView, where we talk about the latest and some of the greatest in the sports and the entertainment industry. I'm your boy Eric,
I'm your host, Aaron.
and man, we got a lot to talk about tonight, man. Tonight we got a nice rundown for everybody, bro. We got the NBA Eastern Conference Finals tonight, bro. We're gonna tap into that. You already know what time it is. We also gonna talk about our top three storytelling songs of all time. That's gonna be real interesting. That's gonna be real interesting. And you know we got to talk about this crazy, crazy, crazy list that Apple put out of the top 100 albums of all time, man. And we got to give our thoughts about it, bro. We really got to give our thoughts about it. And last but not least, we got to talk about the Western Conference Finals. But first, up on the plate, man, go ahead and give me your fresh thoughts about the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, bro.
Man, Eastern Conference Finals to me, they've been pretty good to me, man. I like seeing. I mean, it's just the playoffs, just in general, just been pretty good in my opinion. But the Eastern Conference Finals, man, a lot of ups and downs for both teams, really. And then you got Tyrese Halliburton. He went out, unfortunately, with a hamstring injury, and hopefully he
Right.
be able to come back in and make it out like play better or whatever. But it's just like, all right, without him with the Pacers, it's straight over, bro.
You clearly
Like,
seen that it wasn't enough.
like
And I like what Miles Turner is doing. I like what TJ McConnell is doing, bro, but it's just not
yeah,
enough when they don't
Pascal
got their floor
Siakam.
general and their leader on the court, bro.
Yeah, man, and they got Pascal Siakam. He doing his thing. He had 28 points. He been balling throughout the playoffs. So it's just like they just need Halliburton to come in and do his thing. And but hey, hats off, credits due. I'm giving credits to the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
We're doing what they supposed to be doing all
Yep.
playoffs, man. They just rolling through it right now. And Jason Tatum, I know he had 23 points in game two.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean that was enough to get the win. But then Jalen Brown, man, straight up and off.
Cold, cold
40,
blooded, dog.
40
Cold
points.
blooded in game two.
Hey, cold blooded game two, man. I was watching,
Yep.
I was like, bro, this man going dumb. I think he had 21 in the first half. Or
21 in the first half, bro.
21 in the first half, man, going dumb. I was like,
And a clutch three.
bro, man, that man Jalen
Ended
Brown was
off with
going dumb
40.
for 40. Straight
40
up.
piece nugget on them boys, dog. And hey, and bro, what hey, before we get off the Pacers right quick, you was talking about Tyrese Halliburton, bro. I remember we was talking about it. What's the update with his injury? My bad, his injury going into game three.
Last I seen, he was day to day. So hopefully, I think that he gonna be able to come back in for
Yeah,
game
he's
three.
he's gonna have to. He has to.
Yeah, he has to, but I don't think he gonna be at full capacity with a hamstring in it. Because he also, I believe, earlier in the season he left. I mean, he missed a couple of games because he had that hamstring injury. So it's just all right.
Right,
So I think he'd be able to come back and then roll through
right.
it.
And this
Uh,
would be Indiana's first game at home for this Eastern Conference Finals trip.
yeah,
So they really need they really gonna need their floor general, the leader of that team, to really be able to play, man, because they got some great role players. Like I said, TJ McConnell, McDormand, even Obi Toppin. I like what he did this last game with 11 points, even though he had a -5 plus or minus. Which was a majority of the team outside of two people. But I like what their role players are doing. They just need their leader. They need their floor general. They need their scorer as well, which is Tyrese Halliburton, and they need him to come back for that first game at home to really solidify a spot in the series, bro. Because I do not believe, for one, I got Boston winning the series, but I do not believe in the Indiana Pacers are equipped to come down from a 3-0 lead, come back from 3-0 in this series of the Eastern Conference Final, bro.
and I agree with you, man, because it's like without Halliburton, there's no chance they're gonna win this series at all. I mean, they might. Well, they
Right.
with him, they have definitely a chance. But without, I mean,
They can make
he
it
has-
interesting with them. With him, they can make this thing
yeah,
interesting. The first game went to overtime, so they definitely can make the
mhm,
series interesting. But once Boston gets back home for that game five, I think that might where we see the end of this series, man. I mean, you got a team that's 37-4 at home. They don't like to lose at home. The only team that beat them twice at home this year was the team in the last series was the New York Knicks, which
Knicks.
I
Yeah,
thought was going to come out of that series, but they didn't. So we're talking about the Indiana Pacers. And bro, I like that team. I really love what they're doing. I love their front court. But like I said, with Miles Turner, the consistent rebounder that he is, but like I said, it's just not enough. It's just not enough, bro.
Yeah,
And I love Pascal Siakam, bro. Like I said, 28 in game two.
2 for 2
But
from three.
he was another one that looked kind of gas, man.
Yeah, man. And like they just need Halliburton to at least, like you said, make it interesting. And it's
Yep.
just without him, it's just gonna be a blowout game. I mean, it should be unless the Boston Celtics just come in there try to bullshit around and whatnot.
Yeah,
But
basically.
like other than that, if the Boston Celtics just stay locked in, do what they need to do, hey man, they're gonna go ahead and make probably sweep them.
Probably
Probably
sweep.
sweep.
Yeah, we
Probably sweep
probably
'em.
looking at a sweep. Maybe they can get one game at home behind the willpower of bringing Tyrese Halliburton and that crowd in Indiana back.
Yeah.
But I just don't see them really winning more than 1 or 2 games in the series, and 2 is really being generous and nice at this point. What were you saying about the last 9 minutes of that game when we were talking off air about Rick Carlisle not putting in any of the starters, man? How did you was giving your thoughts about it. How you feel about that, dog?
Man, I think that he was down by 10 or something like that. I
Right,
know
right,
10 or 11. I know what's his name? Tyrese Halliburton went out, but
right. Yeah, the wheels didn't fall off till near the end. They lost by
yeah,
16. The wheels didn't fall off to the end, but
that was because he took out his starter. If
yep,
you
they
left
got
the
it started.
starters in the game, like, come on, man. Like, it's the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Like, in game one, you made a mistake, you owned up to that. But now in game two, you're gonna snatch out your starters. You gonna basically give up like that? Like, nah, man, you can't give up like that. You can't give up.
Yeah,
You
man.
try to get a chip, dog. You try to get your second chip because the first chip you won back 2011 against the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey man, what you doing, dog? You been here before?
You've been here before.
Yeah,
You know what time it is. And just to go back and what you said about Tyrese Halliburton, yeah, man, that was the same injury that had him out for 10 games in January, that left hamstring. So it's gonna be
yeah,
real interesting to see how they do that because it's like you're going up against a juggernaut in the Boston Celtics, who are a complete team. Role players are really good. Derek White is running on all cylinders. We seen Jaylen Brown drop a 40-piece nugget on their head. Jason Tatum was a little late to the party, but we know what time it is when they come to him and the scoring power that he can bring. But do you have the training wheels and try to nurse his injury through the rest of this playoff series with Tyrese Halliburton? Or do you take the training wheels off and say, hey, bro, we got to go? What you think?
oh, that's tough, man. Uh, Me personally, that was me. I'd probably be out there playing. Um, Not saying I play fucking basketball. I ain't saying
Nah,
that.
yeah, I
I
get what
ain't
you mean,
saying
though.
that.
Like,
But
for
like
the
me
sake of the
personally, but me personally, if I was out there, I probably would give it a shot. But all right, if I'm able to play, I'll play. Uh, I'll try my damnness to be 100%, do what I could do to help us win the game. But hopefully he plays, man. But if not,
yeah,
I do understand because it's more so. I mean, it's a hamstring injury. I mean, it's the same thing that kept Chris Paul from winning the championship over his whole career.
right. And man, like I said, man, they got some really nice pieces over there, bro, in Indiana. Like I said, Alex Naismith and
Mhm.
his physical defensive presence, man, and what he brings on
Yeah.
the defensive side is what they need. But like in game one, bro, when they had everybody, Indiana's late game turnovers also led to their demise in game one as well, bro. Um,
Mhm.
attribute hats off to Drew Holiday and his defense on Tyrese Halliburton on that second to last play, but I mean of regulation, not overtime, but dog, bro, you cannot be committing turnovers against a great team in the Boston Celtics
Yeah,
like you
bro.
did, man, late in that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, man. Like you can't do that. Um, Boston's right now. Boston look like they gonna win. Um, Boston looking the best team in the NBA Finals, right? I mean,
In the rest, I mean,
yeah,
in the rest of this,
yeah,
both conference series, bro. And
yeah. So
I might have to agree with you, bro. I really might have to agree with you on that one. And dog,
Yeah, man. I mean,
They
the
they
way
really might be them boys that can come out this year. Is this the year that Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown figure it out with the Boston Celtics and bring home an NBA championship? Is
it
this that
should,
year, bruh?
it should be, man. It should be.
We
I
gonna
mean,
see.
it definitely should be, man. We definitely gonna see.
Do you
But yeah,
believe
man.
what before we get off the Eastern Conference Finals, you believe what Jimmy said? The owner of the Miami Heat, what's his
Are you,
name? I just had it on the tip of my
you talk
tongue.
about Pat Riley? You talk
Pat
about
Riley said, "Hey man, if you weren't playing, I think you should keep your mouth shut." Because he was like, "Hey man, if I was playing," he named off a few teams that was still in the Eastern playoffs at that moment. Said they wouldn't have been in, they wouldn't have been in, they wouldn't have been in. I think he named Philly up in there, Indiana
well
up in there. No, he named New York and Philly most definitely.
for this particular year. No,
You
the
don't think they
Miami.
would have been in this game?
No,
Okay.
the Celtics was. I think the Celtics would beat Miami.
No, no,
Uh,
no. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
yeah, because
You're
like
right. You're
the
right. You're right.
way this particular year, bro, that shit wouldn't have happened, man.
Nah,
Man, it's Miami. But Miami never really been a good regular. Well, they've been good. They've been good enough to get into the playoffs
right.
over
And I
these
love
past
how
4
Jimmy
years.
Butler can elevate his play in the playoffs, but
Yeah, like this year, that wasn't gonna happen though.
that wasn't going. I
That
don't
wasn't
know
gonna
if that was
happen.
going to happen. I
Yeah,
don't know if they would have took out New York. I love the complete unit of New York, but that I just wanted to bring that up, bruh.
yeah, man.
But
I don't
yeah,
think I don't think that was gonna happen, man. I don't
that
think.
wasn't going to happen. So we would have got where we at right now.
Yeah, we probably would
Okay.
still got. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
I agree. I agree. But
yeah.
man, what's next up on the chopping block, bro? What's happening?
So we got our top 3
Ooh,
story rap songs of
yes,
all time.
sir. Y'all see
You,
it. Y'all see it, right? Our top three.
our top 3, man. You
Our
want to go
top
ahead?
three.
Go ahead, and drop your fire, man. Go ahead, and drop your fire, dog.
Ooh, you gonna give me the
What you
honors,
got?
bro? You gonna
Yeah,
give me the
I'm
honors,
gonna go ahead and give you the honors to drop your
man?
fire real quick.
And when you hats off to you for bringing up this topic, man. And when you brought up this topic, I sat back in my chair. I'm like, I'm a sucker for a good rap storytelling song.
Mhm.
It's one of my favorite aspects and one of my favorite qualities outside of flow pattern. Um,
Yeah.
I really love an artist who can tell a great story, man, and really stay on cue with telling that story. So this right here, man. This was so hard, man, because it was just so
So
many
hard,
songs I
bro.
could have just pulled out the bag, man.
Man,
But the
I was
first,
I was struggling.
yeah,
I was
it, it
struggling.
it was a struggle, bro. It was a real struggle.
I was struggling.
I don't have mine in no particular order, so I'm gonna just ring them off, bro. I'm gonna just ring off the first one
All
and
right.
kind of give you why I chose it. So
All right.
the first one I'm gonna ring off is J. Cole, my personal favorite artist in the game right now. I know he did the whole apology thing in the Drake and the Kendrick Lamar beef. And he got a lot of flack for it, but people kind of backed off of him for a little bit, but he still dropped that heat with Might Delete Later. But mine is J. Cole, For Your Eyes Only, the actual song off the album, For Your Eyes Only,
That
that
shit fire.
dropped in 2016. I think that song right there and telling it from a whole other perspective of one of his close friends or brothers, I think it was just so impressive. And the track is a little over 7 minutes, man. If the listeners or the viewers have a chance to ever just dive into J. Cole For Your Eyes Only, that particular track off that album with the same title, I don't think you would be disappointed in the storytelling in that song and just how it ends and from top to it's just so therapeutic, bro. It's such a therapeutic song to me, man. And one of the best storytelling songs that I think we got on wax, bro.
Feel you on that.
But what you think about that song? I know you've
Man,
heard it.
yeah, I've heard it plenty of times, man. That's a great story, man. Straight up,
You
like,
you think it's up there? You think it's up there? Is that worthy? Is that a worthy top three? Or
yeah, dude, like, yeah,
okay. No, I just want to know your thoughts on the track as far as like the placement, see if it was a valid or not valid. Okay.
yeah,
The second one I got, bro. Try to pick which one I want to reveal, man. I'm gonna go with Nas Rewind.
okay,
I had to pull that one off the cut, man. I had to pull that one off the cut off the album Stillmatic that he dropped in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. Nas is one of the best, and I had a few Nas tracks on
I
this
did
list,
too.
man, because Nas is one of
I
the
did
best
too.
storytellers. Dog,
I
you
did
know,
too, bro. I did too, man. I had a few Nas. Our first two artists are actually the same. So
That's
I
crazy,
got
man. Because ah,
Cole and Nas song. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you continue with your explanation. My bad.
no, you good, man. Because I mean, it just, bro, the not if for those who haven't heard Nas Rewind off his album Stillmatic, it's a story that he tells about um a gentleman in the hood that goes through some gun violence, but the way he tells it, the title really explains the story. He tells it backwards, and that I mean, for one, he's one of the best storytellers we got, and then for him to tell a full story backwards on a track and talk and speak backwards, oh my god, man, and go from the end of the story all the way to the beginning of the story, bro. That's one of the best storytelling songs I've ever heard from one of the best storytellers we got in the game. And I can stay still today because his second run with Hit Boy, I mean, his second win in the game is crazy.
Crazy dog. I feel you on that one. I feel you on that one. What's your third? Who you going with your third?
Man, my third last, but damn sure ain't least, is Tupac, the late great Tupac.
Brenda
Brenda's
got
got a
baby.
baby, man. Yeah, Brenda's got a baby. That's one of the, I mean, I juggle with that one and Ice Cube, Today Was a Good Day, but I'll end up going with Tupac, Brenda's Got a Baby, because the realness of it. And it's not to say Ice Cube, Today Was a Good Day is not real. That's not what I'm saying, because I absolutely love that track and how he's told that story as well. But Tupac's Brenda Got a Baby is just so raw, so real, and just so uncut. And it was just one of his most earliest tracks that really got him put on. And for him to come out with that and just that type of poetry, that story about how she tried to throw her fresh newborn baby in the trash and she just wasn't ready.
Mhm,
She was an underage girl that got pregnant in the
mhm.
hood, lower income neighborhood. It was just one of the greatest stories. Viewers, if you haven't heard, I know you most viewers probably heard it, but if you haven't, Tupac, Brenda's Got a Baby, that is another story I think you should listen to, man. But my list, man, it just to throw out a few, man, it was, bro, this was such a really interesting category for me, man, because like I said, I love storytelling. We got Wu-Tang Clan, Impossible, Slick Rick, of course, the children's
Great
story.
story. Yeah,
But God, man, like from the OGs, man. Of course,
yeah,
not
man.
like, yeah, of course, we got Nas, Black Girl Lost, J. Cole, Lost Ones, T Grizzly, robbery stories for a little bit of new school, the Meek Mill
Okay.
Tony story series.
I was just about to
My
mention
God, bro.
I was just
Yeah,
about to mention
dude.
that, dog. You got Biggie, bro. You got the Notorious B.I.G., dog.
Another great storyteller.
Bro, it's crazy out here, man.
It's
And
crazy, man. But
me-
is that top 3 valid? Did I get any no's on that? Kind of questionable no's on that list?
for me, nah.
So I'm certified. I'm certified. All
Yeah,
right,
for
okay.
me, I don't have anything from those. The
Okay.
one song I did, Kendrick Lamar Keisha song popped in my mind when you just said Brenda's
Dude,
Got a Baby, bro. I forgot that one was crazy. That was a crazy ass song too, man. It
crazy
in the,
ass song. Kendrick
yeah,
Lamar
bro.
is another one of the greatest storytellers we got in the rap game, bro. And
Yeah,
God,
bro.
man.
And speaking of that, man, I got Duffworth as one of my favorite songs up there, man.
Woo! And that was on my list. Ooh, that's a great song. And it's such a personal song.
Yeah, man. It's about how Kendrick Lamar dad and then the owner of Top Dog Entertainment actually met because he was robbing the KFC. And Kendrick's dad was like, "Yo, give them niggas 2 biscuits. Like, we don't need them coming back over here doing all this random shit or off like on and on again." So he was like just treating them right. And then here come Kendrick, man. He just
Man,
like,
dude.
like
Nah, without
without
that,
them, yeah, Kendrick wouldn't been here. Just that song, that shit was just a good story, bro. From
and
and
then the
then,
album that it was off of, I mean,
yeah,
one of the
bro.
greatest albums, I mean, we have of our generation, dude. Like,
Yeah, bro. I got on vinyl, y'all. I got damn on vinyl, man. I listen to it every now and then. But yeah,
God, man.
like
The
listening,
shit, the damn thing won a Pulitzer, bro. A
yeah,
journalism achievement award, bro, for basically for straight up lyr lyricism. I mean, it
yeah,
doesn't get
bro.
no better than that, bro.
It doesn't
It
get no
don't get
better than that. And then like the Duckworth song, bro, produced by Ninth Wonder, man. He had 3 different beats on there. And he
great.
ripped out
Yeah.
he ripped out ripped all 3 of them, bro. But
Knife One is a great producer.
stay within the story too, man. That
Stay
shit was
within the
fire, bro.
story, and the ending
That
of
shit
it
was
was
fire.
just like basically like you wouldn't have gotten me without all that, like that crazy ass. That's such a crazy,
Crazy.
and I
Yeah,
believe all of it. It's so man, I
that
love
that
Mar, bruh.
that's yeah, man. My second song is J. Cole Let Nas Down, man. That particular song, bro, it just
Another great one.
bro, it just really about how he felt like he let one of his idols down, but then
Yeah,
he was able to bounce back and then just bounce back and be able to just do what he needed to do, man. Like, all right,
yeah.
I let somebody down.
In
Like,
order, like you let one of your idols down in the same lane that you're trying to break through in. I know
yeah,
that's some of the craziest mental things to go to at that moment. Like, yo, I'm trying to break through in this industry and solidify my spot. And the guy that I
yeah,
looked up to kind of mirror my style to in certain aspects is saying like he didn't like that move. But it's crazy.
yeah, like but then he came back and ended up dropping Let Nas Down Part 2 with Nas in the song. Man,
Man,
it just
I wish they could have worked together more. Just hearing that, I love that track.
yeah, man. And like it for me, it was just like, all right, he was just able to bounce back. Like,
Yep.
yo, just like I told the story, I let my dog down. I'm just be able to bounce back and
And
get
for
back.
Nas to reassure him, like,
Yeah.
nah. Yeah, and Nas
Yeah.
reassured him, like, nah, bro, like, you let me down as far as I just wanted you to stay true to yourself. Don't chase the hits. Do what you do. Don't feel like you need to make a hit. But I get
Yeah.
what you was doing right there. And was like,
Yeah.
told him, man, I passed you the crown. Like, F it. Like he literally said that in the song. So it's a great story.
Yeah, man. And my last song is actually by Nas himself. I gave you power.
I gave you
Uh,
power, man.
gave
I
you power,
gave you
dog.
power.
Man, that song there,
Yes.
bro, when I first heard it, I was like, whoa. He basically telling a day in the life as a gun. And like in the song, he raps, I'm probably not gonna get it uh correct, but he pretty much saying that he wants an owner that will keep the bullets inside the gun instead of shooting them, right?
Right,
And it
man.
was like, yo, man, like it's just basically telling day in life as a gun, like all the things the gun been through,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's just like,
Nas is
yo,
such a great writer.
yeah,
Such a great writer with the
great.
pen, bro.
Yeah, dog.
Even
So
now, man, like
yeah,
I
he really
said, man, this
so
he's just so
really
nice with it, man. Do you got any honorable mentions, man, that kinda almost made the list?
oh yeah, man. I got DMS crime story.
Ooh,
I got
I
um
love that, and I love the beat too, like the little bongo beat, like the just like
yeah,
kinda like the
bro.
suspenseful beat, like he's just carrying you through the story as the song progresses, bruh.
I got that one. I got Biggie Everyday Struggle. Um
Man, big.
it's
Another
just
great storyteller.
yeah, man. Those are two that pop in my head right now. I know I had a couple more. Oh, J. Cole Wet Dreams. I had yeah,
And
and
and that's more of a lighter story compared to all the ones we just said, but that's another more modern day story that I think a lot of people could just relate to, bruh.
yeah, man. And another heavy one by Kendrick Lamar is How Much a Dollar Cost. Uh,
My personal favorite song off to Pimp a Butterfly, man, which speaking of that album, speaking of albums, you know what we gotta talk about. You
yeah,
know what we gotta talk about. What
it didn't
Apple
make the
did,
top.
man.
It didn't make the Apple Music top 100 albums, but Good Kid, Mad City did.
Good Kid, Man
Yeah,
City, and
I,
I totally understand that move, and I
yeah,
totally
bro.
understand it.
I can't I can't disagree with them on that one.
Before we really just really kind of scave, slide through this list, man. I want all the listeners to know, man. Like we said, we both clearly know and had J. Cole on our list, but there's no 2014 Forest Hill
Yeah,
Drive.
no 2014 Force Hills Drive.
There's no college dropout, no
No
graduation,
way, shit. My
no to
beautiful
Pimp a
dark twisted
Butterfly, like you
fantasy.
just said. It made it, so he did make it in some capacity. So
Yeah, I
and no
mean,
Carter 3. And after seeing the criteria for that, I I understand.
mm-hmm.
I understand that it was more so a collection of hits with the Carter 3, but it was definitely a generational album.
Yeah, bro,
Dude,
that Carter 3,
definitely
that
was a generational album, bro.
definitely generational album, bro. Like
That's
that,
one that really gets me, man. Like,
bro, when that shit came out in 2008, bro.
yes,
I remember my cousin, he buying the album, man. We just sitting there listening to it, bro. Like that album was just fire, bro. Like from top to bottom.
top to
Like,
bottom, bro. It was just fire. And one of the aspects was like, did it have maybe a storytelling song, or did it move the culture in some way to people to make more music? And I think Wayne almost did that throughout his whole career. So I think he
yeah,
kind of checked the boxes more so than others. And he had "Tie My Hands" on one of the really one of most
yeah, bro.
his most deepest songs, bro. "Tie My Hands"
Yeah.
about Hurricane Katrina and about his
Mhm.
perspective on it all and just really going through it. My personal favorite song outside of Mr. Carter on that album. I just don't see how it doesn't make it. Maybe some people in the comments can enlighten me and give me another perspective of why I didn't make it, but I just don't see how you
I
make
think,
a list, 1 without Carter 3 and 2 without no Lil Wayne at all.
yeah, bro. Like you cannot have a top 100 list without Lil Wayne on there, especially the Carter 3 on there. I mean, like my personal favorite is the three-peat song, man. Like that, like that's how you
The
come into
intro.
that's how yeah,
The
that's how you start
intro.
that's how you start an album right there.
The
Just
intro, man. It's
like
just
like bro, that shit is just fire, bro. And
and you just felt it like I'm about to come in and you know how I'm coming on this album with 3P. When he dropped
yeah,
3P and you as soon as you play and you just hear it, I'm like, yeah, this
yeah.
this album is about to be pure fire.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. The one album that ranks at number 41, man, Outkast Aquemini, right?
They showed
Uh,
love where
they
credit was due, man, and I love
yeah,
that placement of it.
I do too. I mean, me personally, I think that's Outkast's best album.
That
Like
is their
as a
best
whole.
album.
Yeah, man. And it's just like that shit's just fire, man. So I'm actually glad that they showed Outkast some love on there
Right.
from to putting them at number 41.
Yeah, man, and they showed a decent amount of love to the R&B and hip hop community. And
Hmm.
let's go ahead and get into that with number 98, Astro World.
Yeah.
You I love Astro World. I remember listening to that album when it dropped.
Yeah, bro.
Had it on spin and it's still on spin. I still have it in my rotation. So it is his best album. Some people think Utopia is his best album, but I personally think Astro World is his best album. So I think they hit it on the head with if they were going to choose a Travis Scott tape to choose Astro World, but I just don't see a scenario where it's better than Carter 3, College Dropout, Graduation, or um 2014 Forest Hill Drive. And you can call me a little biased, bro. You can knock my head off for being a little biased, but 2014 Forest Hill Drive, I think, should have had a sniff at this list, man. But
Yeah,
Astro
it definitely.
went over. I don't get it. Me personally, I don't get it.
Yeah, man. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Let me ask you this, man. Do you think Jay-Z should be on here more than one time?
Because we know he was on there with the blueprint, and the
Yeah.
blueprint is you see why they chose the blueprint. And like they
Yeah.
said, they didn't just want to go to a collection of hits. Could they
Mhm.
have slid another Jay-Z album on there? Maybe they could have chose the Blueprint 3 or the Black Album, or maybe Hard Not Life Volume 2. That probably would have been the one I would have chose, is the Hard Not Life Volume 2, if I would have
Mhm.
went with a second Jay-Z album, according to the criteria on this list. But yeah, I think they kinda made up with it with the placement of the Blueprint, with actually placing it at 13, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, they placed it at 13, so I think they kinda made up with where the placement was. But let
Mhm.
me let me get your I'm not huge, and I hate to I don't wanna discredit anyone because I don't listen to them enough, but I listen to them a decent amount, and Tyler, the Creator, Flower Boy made it on here at 92, bruh. And we just told you a a couple of the people who didn't make it on, like,
Yeah. I mean, I I'm not gonna
"What are
lie.
we doing, Apple?"
Yeah, like I
Like
like me personally, I've listened to a few things of Tyler the Creator, but I haven't listened to that particular album, so I can't
right,
really
right.
knock it right now. But it like if I did listen to it, like You know what? I'm probably nah, I probably ain't gonna listen to it. But
No, it's a decent album. I listened to it. It's a solid album, and I think Igor is slightly better, but I don't think it has the time in order for them to would put it on this. Because I think that Igor came out like 2019 or 2020, if I'm not mistaken.
but they just put Scissor up here. That
They
Scissor
did. They
SOS
did.
album up here. That shit
They
just came
did.
out what last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
A year or two ago, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
yeah,
and
so
this album was really good with tracks like Pothole with him and Jada Smith and Who That Boy with him and ASAP Rocky and
okay.
Where This Flower Blooms with him and Frank Ocean, who another person who, who on this list actually made a lot of people, kind of head scratch with what I mean, was Frank Ocean too high on this list considering we had a lot of R&B, not a lot, but some decent R&B, some really good R&B albums under him, like Confessions, Usher. Um, of course, we had Solange under him. Looking at it, we had My Life by Mary J. Blige. And they got Frank Ocean as number 5 with his album Blonde. How do you feel about that? As an R&B connoisseur as yourself, how do you feel about that?
Uh, Probably I don't know if I listened to the full album, but I know a lot of people do listen to Frank Ocean. So um like I could see why they put it up there, but me personally, I just haven't listened to the full album. Um Probably got a couple of songs on there, but yeah, that's just me, man. So I like once I listen to the full album, I could probably give you my full thoughts about it. But I just haven't listened to the full album yet. I mean, I can see why because a lot of people do listen to Frank Ocean and stuff like that. I mean, so it's just yeah, no,
But right, and I totally get Frank Ocean making his list. I think it's Orange Album. I don't want to mispronounce the Orange Label or what's the Orange Label? Or I think the album
yeah,
was a little bit better than this album. This one
okay.
had some really nice songs on it, like Nikes and Solo and Be Yourself. Pink Plus
Mhm.
White was another good track on this song. Be Yourself was another short type of song, but I mean, like I said, Chanel Orange. My bad, I misspoke. It's called Chanel Orange. His earlier album that I think was a little bit better.
Okay.
But at number 5 over some of the greatest R&B talent we've had in here, like I said, I will listen to that album again. But from what I heard of that album when I listened to it the few times that I did listen to it with its entirety, I don't understand the placement of number 5. That
Gotcha.
one kind of got me, and Thriller not being at number 1. Um,
So you put Thriller, yeah.
but
The
I
way
totally get the miseducation of Lauryn Hill going number 1.
I
I
I do
understand it being top 5. That's a damn great album.
I it is, but the way that Thriller album
Yes.
really impacted and still impacts
Yes.
the world. I mean, now I'm not gonna say just the US or just our culture, bro. It's
Right.
like the world. Like
The world. I mean,
the
you just look
world, man. It just
not only is it a collection of hits, but it is Pretty Young Thing, Billie Jean, Thriller itself, Wanna Be Starting Something from the fucking jump, Baby Be Mine. I mean, it's such a great album, man.
yeah, I mean, me
I
personally, I
I
think
would have thought it was gonna be number 1, I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, same, bro. Like I like no doubt, like when I first seen it, I was like, all right, Thriller gonna be number one. We know that. Absolutely no problem. Like we know, like I already knew Michael Jackson. One of his albums gonna be top five. Honestly, I think Michael Jackson should have been up here more than one time.
Yeah, because I mean, you could have threw Bad in there. You could have threw
Yeah, you
Bad in
could
there.
do that.
Prince was in there twice. Prince, Purple
Yeah.
Rain, and second album they threw in there.
I think it's some other.
Yeah, Sign O' Times. He was on there twice, so which was ranked at
Yeah,
51. So yeah,
Beyonce was up
man.
there twice.
Yeah,
Uh, so yeah, bro. I don't. I really. They got a Tribe Called Quest up here, man. That's fire. At 29,
yeah,
that's fire right
yeah.
there.
And
Uh,
Enter the Wu Tang, 36 Chambers up there at 37.
yeah,
Um,
bro. Yeah.
Illmatic, 39. I personally like It Was Written, his second
Mhm.
album a little bit more, but Illmatic, man, Illmatic is just it just reached its 30-year anniversary. It was no way it was not making this list, man. I mean, New
Yeah.
York State of Mind, Life's a Bitch, The World Is Yours. It
Mhm.
ain't hard to tell. It's just it's such a great monumental album in hip hop. It was no way it was not gonna not make this list, man. Like, so salute to
Yeah.
them for getting a few albums right and making sure that they made this list.
Yeah, man. I like the list. Could have little tweaks around it, but I mean,
Yeah,
I
oh
like
yeah, it definitely a lot of tweaks. Do
yeah.
yeah, your boy, one of the greatest rappers of all time, Kendrick Lamar. Good Kid, Mad City at number 7.
That was a fire ass album too, man.
Fire,
Yeah.
fire.
I mean, from start to finish, man.
Yes.
I mean, he literally just told a story about how he grew up
Yep.
and what was going on around him, man. So, yeah, bro, like
And Sing About
that,
Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. I mean, that
yeah,
song is one of his most well-written songs I've
man,
ever heard from him, man. And
Money Trees, dog. That's Money Trees, one
yeah,
of my favorite songs by him
Money
too.
Trees is another great. That's one of that is my personal favorite song by him.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, but as far as that pen, man, Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. I mean, it's just flawless, a flawless record.
Flawless record, bro. Flawless
But
record.
but yeah, leave in the comments below, man, for everybody that's watching. What was some of the gripes or complaints, or what were some of the things that you loved about Apple's top 100 best albums list from
What
all
albums?
types of genres?
Yeah, what albums you feel like should have made the list?
What albums should you
Yeah.
think should have made the list, or what albums you think shouldn't have made the list? And you want to tell you, let's go ahead and tell the people, man. We're gonna do this challenge, man. We're gonna listen to 2 albums a week of the top 50 out of the top 100 albums list, and we're gonna give a review every week and let you guys know what we think, and try to get you guys feedback and talk to you guys in the comment and see if we hit it on the head with some of these reviews that we slide out.
Yeah, man. Like let's do it, man. I mean, I know it's gonna
Let's
be a
get it.
challenge, but
It's gonna be a
hey,
challenge.
it's gonna be hard, but hey, let's do it, man. Let's see what we can come
Let's
up. Dive into some music that we never listened to, and
yeah.
see what we can do, man.
Yep, and
So
open up the minds, man, to a whole different world of music, man. But let's go ahead and get into our next subject, man, and that is the NBA Western Conference Finals, man. And we just had game 2 tonight. But the Dallas Mavericks took
man.
2 games in Minnesota, man. How you feeling about the series? Looking as Dallas just went up 2-0, and Luka was talking his shit.
Yeah, Luca was talking that shit after he hit that dagger. You
Mhm.
look at somebody say, "Yo, go home, bitch." They should be done,
Most
man.
definitely. Most
Man,
definitely, man.
but yeah, dog, like I like the series, man. It's Minnesota Timberwolves gotta do something, man. They gotta do something in game
They
3.
gotta
They
find a way
got
to wake up.
yeah, bro. Like Ant-Man didn't have a good game.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns didn't have a good game. But Nas,
Nas Reed
no,
was the whole
yeah,
reason that this game really
bro.
boiled down to how it boiled down. Nas Reed,
7,
ladies and gentlemen.
7 from 9 from 3-point. Man, he was over there
At
going
one
dumb,
point, he
man.
was 5 from 5 from the three from behind the arc, bro.
Yeah,
All his shots, all his points that came, 25 points from his first 25 points from behind the arc. I don't think
but
his only two, one of his only twos came late or mid in the fourth quarter,
yeah,
but it was a putback. So I mean, the dude was just on fire from three.
yeah,
He
man.
was the reason they were even really in this game, if you want to just be completely honest.
They were winning the game for a while, if I'm not mistaken.
They were,
Yeah, they were winning the game. For a good
but he
bit,
was
man.
that,
But
yeah, but
because
he was their best offense performance.
yeah, Kyrie and Luca, they were just dormant in the first half. The second
Yeah,
half, man, they came out, started scrambling eggs, man, having people looking loose. I
yes,
mean,
sir.
they just started cooking out there, dog. Like, I mean, you seen what Luca did on the last play. Have Gobert just looking all over the place, spinning around, just looking lost out there, bro. And
Yeah,
just
man, and I don't think Rudy Gobert should have even been in that situation where he's on
he
an
should
island
have.
with
He
one of
should.
the best ISO players in the game of Luka Doncic, bro.
He definitely
And
is.
he just should have been in that situation, man. I think I would have put Jaden McDaniels on him, or I would have put Anthony Edwards on him. It would have been no situation, no scenario where, and Reggie Miller called it out prior to that play even
Yeah,
going. They thought it was going to be a switch up to where Kyrie Irving they were going to try to get Kyrie Irving to switch with Rudy Gobert guarding him, but it ended up being Luka Doncic who had Rudy Gobert on him, and he sealed the deal with a 3 with under 6 seconds
still,
to go, bruh.
yeah, man. Like, bro, the Timberwolves got to play the same defense that they played against the Nuggets if they want to win this series.
Yeah,
They gotta go into Dallas and play that same exact defense, man, that they played against Denver. But
yeah,
for them to come out and do that on the defensive side, knowing that they switch, man, in that situation,
yeah.
they should just be
Uh,
like, bro, we ain't switching. Like, just straight up, we're not switching.
Yeah, man, we're not switching, dog. We're not switching. And how do you feel about that last shot? I mean, that last shot decision from Minnesota, where Anthony Edwards had to deflect to Naj Reid, which I think it was a solid decision, man, because Naj Reid, like we said, 7-9 from 3. First 5 points came from behind the arc. He was the hot man this whole game.
I like the play call, man. Like it was a great play call. Great. It was executed. It was executed. It just didn't make the shot.
He just
I
didn't
mean,
make the shot, man.
he just didn't make the shot. But other than that, bro, like I love the play call. I
Yeah,
love the way they executed it. Next time, just make the shot. But other
yeah.
than that,
And
man, it's just
they played into their strength for the moment. And
yeah,
I totally respect it, man. I totally respect it. Minnesota had an excellent night from the free throw line as well. That was where they were
mhm,
they were their bread and butter as well. And for the most part, Mike Conley has been doing his thing from the
yeah,
point guard position, man. Like I said, over 25 assists and only 2 turnovers midway
yeah,
through this game, up for the last 5 games. So I mean, he's been a very efficient floor general and make sure he's been distributing the ball to their scores in Minnesota. But like you said, they got to tighten up and got to get going a whole lot earlier because, like you said, Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, did not have a particularly good game this game, man.
yeah, man. So hopefully he'll come out game 3. Just start off hot, and hopefully he could go. Hopefully he could probably tie it up. Oh, because
Yeah,
if not,
maybe they can snag one in Dallas. It's gonna be
yeah,
tough because they shouldn't have
me
lost
too.
to him in Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean they should have won this game tonight, but
Yeah, they most definitely should have won this game tonight.
yeah, man, Luka and Kyrie just started cooking in that second half, dog.
Mhm.
Lively had him a good game. I know he had a double double. Um, yeah, man, it's just he played great defense as well.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, dog, what y'all gonna do, man? How y'all gonna change things up in game 3?
Yeah, yeah, like you gotta change it up, man. And Gafford as well, man, down there in the paint for Dallas, man, is doing a really good job, man, making sure he get his money. So I'm liking what Dallas is doing. I really had Minnesota going to the finals. I think Minnesota can still pull it out and maybe force a game 7, but it's looking real tough the way they're playing on the Dallas Mavericks right now. I mean, on
Yeah,
the Minnesota Timberwolves right now. Excuse me.
yeah, man. That man got to really become that superstar that he is, man.
Yes, sir. He got to become the superstar
Yeah,
that he is. He definitely got to go ahead and will them boys home and figure out a way to take one of these next games in
yeah,
Dallas so they can bring this thing back to Minnesota and try to, reconcile this whole thing and get back on top. Because right now it's looking like they got you right where they want you to. Because before the series started, I remember Anthony Edwards after he said walking out of the locker room, I had Jamal Murray on clamps. I want Kyrie Irving. And I
yeah,
was kind of thinking after seeing him guard Kyrie Irving in game 1, he didn't guard him as much as he did game 2 as he did in game 1, but he tired him out. Even Anthony Edwards said that. He tired me out. I was a little fatigued in the later few minutes of that game. So it's like I think some of the veteran and expertise of
Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving is starting to show like, yeah, we can come get it then. I'm gonna have your conditioning looking right this whole series if that's what you want to do. Because I got another sniper, Luka Doncic, who I ain't even gotta take the final shot.
Yeah, and
But I can
Kyrie
go ahead
been
and tire you out and make you ineffective.
yeah, Kyrie been here before too, man. So
Yep.
I mean, he been in the finals what 2 times?
2 times 14-0 in closeout games. So we
Yeah, man.
know what time it is with him. We
He
know if
doing
it
his
comes
time.
to it, we know what time it is with him.
Kyrie one of the best clutch players in the game right now.
Yes, sir, bro. Yes, sir. So don't play with them when they come to that. I mean, I love the fierceness and the motor, the loud motor. Anthony Edwards, he's one of my favorite young players in the league right now. But we're going to need him to consistently flip on that switch in this series if they want to go ahead and probably face the Boston Celtics in the 2024 NBA Finals.
Yeah, man. So that's all I got for today, man. I don't know
Yes,
about you.
sir, man.
That's all I got for today, man.
Yes, sir. That's all I got, man.
Hey, y'all, we gave y'all we talked about the Eastern Conference Finals. We talked
Yep.
about both our 3 top story rap songs. We talked about the Apple Top 100 albums. We talked about the Western Conference Finals, y'all. So that's all we got for you. Please like, comment, and subscribe to GoldView, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Peace.